Hello, welcome back to the Force Commander's Guide to Purging Nurgle. I'm Jade Star, joined as always by my favorite friend and the origin of the term forbidden popsicle, Olish.
Why were you Googling forbidden popsicle?
So I wasn't originally. My original idea of intro was my favorite friend who sold his likeness to, and then I was going to insert name of the largest popsicle manufacturer in the United States. But then Google had some wild suggestions for other information I'd like to know. Like, other people have asked, what is a forbidden popsicle? And I was curious, so I clicked it.
Yeah, it's funny, because I went looking around trying to find if there was an actual, like, snowman ice cream bar kind of thing.
Right.
You know how they'll, like, take Sonic the Hedgehog or Mario or whatever and put it on a
right
shape, the ice cream shape with, food coloring or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't really exist.
Oh, that's a shame.
There's, like, one brand. It's, like, weirdly brown and pink. And it's discontinued as far as I can tell.
That's a shame. So we have red seeds after the last time. So I have like three things. We're going to purify the seeds first so I can start upgrading the gear that requires red with my limited supply, knocking one off each cost.
Red?
Probably. They're not Overlord minions.
Could be.
That'd certainly be interesting.
Maybe that's what they hatch into.
Oh, hey, by the way, the bloom's getting worse.
Oh, yes.
A lot worse.
This is the, like, stop fucking around timer, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, we are at exactly 1 year into... Wait, no. I did the thing where I reverse numbers.
Almost 1 year.
Almost exactly 1 year. Into the campaign. So, maybe? I don't know. I haven't paid enough attention over my playthroughs to know if there's a specific date where, like, the bloom gets angry at you. I left that preview save file running, and I got that warning that went from 3 to 4 missions before the craft world way earlier. Like, somewhere in the 200s.
Yeah, but you've jumped from 3 to 5.
Yeah. And I'm curious if that's actually a jump from 3 to 5, or if that's a jump from 3 to 4, and we just happened to get a Tantara's Hive at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this system is Fubar. Yeah. We need to go fix this planet. It has entirely too much blueberry.
Oh, hey, Tier 2 Halberd. I wonder if this is the knockback one.
I don't think it was. The Glorious Deed, don't use mastercrafted weapons, was it? Or
pretty
armor?
awful.
Yeah,
don't use mastercrafted stuff. It's just garbage.
It is. It really hinders your abilities, and it's just also, for me, just kind of a pain in the ass having to de-equip everybody and then try to remember to re-equip them the next time.
Did you know that Grey Knights can recover 1 willpower every attack by destroying
Hive-world
most
is
enemies?
overrun. The Astra Militarum has long since been routed.
Nurgle tastes total victory. Let us snatch that morsel from him, eh, Commander?
Feels like an important gameplay tip I should have gotten on to by now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're approaching 5 pips. Shit's fucked. This planet gets any worse, it's a lost condition.
Well,
It's part of a lost condition, I should
yes,
say.
yeah. It is one panel of the 4 panels of loss.
Right. It's the one where he's rushing into the hospital.
The next panel is just great Papa Nurgle there greeting him.
What is your will?
I feel like that's actually going to show up in the thread now.
I mean, that'd be pretty great.
Taking position.
Somebody get me a Nurgle loss, please.
Or don't. That's also fine.
So we've seen Bloom Shredder's missions before. We might have even seen this exact map before. I'm not sure.
It's a little bit hard to tell. There aren't that many unique maps for the game. But they do a really good job of the ones that they have are large enough.
Yeah.
And just spawning you in different locations makes it feel different. So I can't really remember that.
Yeah.
These look like they'd be kind of a pain in the ass to design and develop. So I'm sure there's some amount of generation that went into making them.
Yeah, I never did a deep dive into how XCOM 2 solved that problem with procedurally generated maps.
Unleash
that
me.
almost always felt pretty well crafted, as maybe not quite handcrafted, but they always flowed and they worked together. They didn't have any like jarring weirdness.
So there's a trick to that.
Was it,
which is
sectors or quadrants, and you just make tiles and put them together?
Yeah, you have tiles, and then you include data on the tile that says like, oh, this tile connects, in this location or in these particular ways, so you don't accidentally stick a highway right next to a building.
Right.
And so you can build up a library of tiles that actually know how to fit together nicely, I guess.
Yeah.
But these,
I am an instrument of
if they're using a tile-based system, like the tiles are really heavily customized because there's a lot of. Ooh, that's a new guy.
Yeah, it's a Lothian or something. I don't know. It's a drone and it's just covered in bubble.
Yes.
It's just
Mark
serious.
Bubble gum.
He's covered in serious putty.
Yeah. And comfortably fleshy. Though I do like the combine harvester up in the front. Oh.
Yeah, that guy is real dangerous. Pretty tough too. Also, because this place is just so full of bloom, most of our enemies are starting with multiple mutations now. Haven't really had to deal with this a lot up until now, but I have made mention that the more a star system gets bloomed, the more it actually shows up here on the combat maps with them starting with mutations. And this planet being at 4 means we see a lot of mutations per person. And this
I was gonna say this seems like a larger pod than normal. Then I remember that no, this is actually 2 pods.
No, this is 1 patrol.
I thought it was 2 pods right next to each other.
The second blip is the tree.
Oh, okay, that would make sense.
But I guess you are right. This is 3 Marines and whatever the drone thing is called. Also, Vindicare Assassin, a great solution to Light Lord champions. Gotta go steal these things, blueberries first.
And it's weird how it doesn't tell you how many you get, because especially larger enemies do give you more seeds.
It does if you click the little info button on them.
Oh.
It's part of their unit stats. You're right that it would be nice if it showed you, like, maybe during the animation of using the seed stealing skull. These guys have an interesting critical hit there on destabilize.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't expect it to be knocked back that far.
Yeah, right?
I definitely didn't remember that. Makes it somewhat hard to use tactically.
I suppose.
Did it just get knocked back until it hit the wall, or was...
No, they go, I think, a set distance.
Okay, because it's a very large set distance.
It is. They will go through destructible terrain. They will hit and hurt other units of theirs. And when they reach their destination, they also create an area attack that will hurt people.
Yeah, area 2... I mean, that's basically a frag grenade. 4 damage area 2.
Yeah, I think frag grenades are area 3, so it's a little smaller.
No. I'd say crack grenades, but those also have armor shred.
Armor break, yeah. I think crack grenades have a smaller range, or area.
Yeah.
So yeah, it explodes about as much as a crack grenade. The downside to pushing it back so far is that it's now out of gun
Very
range.
much, yeah, out of range of anything that you might do to it.
Yeah. Didn't realize it was going to go quite so far. It was great, though, because it interrupted its charge, or whatever it was planning on using on its turn.
I suppose we'll find out a little bit more, but if it charges, that's not the only thing it does on its turn, right? Just sets up the charge, and then at the start of its next turn it charges, and then, I don't know, comes up and shoots a little bit.
I'm pretty sure it's melee only. It has some other abilities, like it can suck corpses up off the ground for healing and mutations.
Oh, waving the flag early.
Yeah.
The Emperor lights our
Because
path.
I realize he's way out here, overextended a little bit. I was also disappointed that he didn't proc Ruthless Precision or anything. And I realized...
Still got 2 AP to try that with.
Yeah.
I feel like there was an easier way to get to that spot.
But not a shorter way.
Islanders.
Now, I could be hitting them, but I'm guessing you can figure out why I don't want to do that.
Because there are enemies right there, and you don't want to be out in the open.
Yeah, pretty much. More specifically, I wanted to get away from the drone.
We are the hammer.
Consume all corpses, heal, like, and then. I mean, if the charge is the only way it has of actually attacking you.
That's an active ability. That's what it did when it activated. It's kind of like it's Overwatch.
Does it just have a regular move up to you melee attack?
Sort of. You're gonna see next turn, I think. Because it just has armaments, flesh armor. Does less damage than
it's a
the
short range melee attack.
Yeah. But it can do that instantaneously as opposed to setting the charge like it did previously.
Yeah, because setting the charge is the only thing it can do. These things are horrendously non-threatening. They're like the grenade guns,
Right.
but gooier.
They make a lot more noise.
Just that constant squelching in the back, like it's a
Taking
beast in
position.
Nurgle.
Yeah.
Everybody gets on in the knockback fun.
Yeah. Turns out cover and walls and stuff don't really matter to this thing.
Han.
Not strictly necessary to type up 6, but that was a little under a third of his health in one hit.
My wrath is
Yeah,
restored.
6
to
damage
my
is a
target.
threatening amount. I mean, 2 shots would kill
Firing position.
Yeah. Disabling the Shredding Blades does not, in fact, stop him from doing melee. It just means it removes his ability for armor pierce.
I am here to serve.
Which is nice, but
Your orders?
see, I thought it might disable the charge, but you don't actually want to disable the charge.
Yeah.
Any turn he's doing that, he's not actually contributing.
It does kind of have the Overwatch mechanic, that if you move through it or out of it, it'll immediately trigger. But we can deal with that in a variety of ways. It's teleportation, corruption shot, crushing charge.
Unleash
Oh, that
me.
makes it actually more interesting.
Yeah, if he was just stuck there doing nothing, yeah, it would be real bad.
What is your will?
I was waiting for Iolanthus to trigger the pods.
Yeah, a little close. Despite its explosion when it dies, not actually hurting anybody standing next to it.
Weapons ready.
Not that kind of explosion.
It's a cinematic explosion, a glamour explosion that doesn't contain any actual explosive footprints.
Okay, this bothers me with the way that
depleted.
the armor value is above 5 or 6 pips.
Yeah, it just has a 2 there.
It just has a 2 there. At some point, you would think that, like, I don't know, you could have like a slightly bigger shield representing 5. A nice, round number. And that way you could have more than that, and it doesn't look nearly as goddamn silly.
Yeah, I don't know. They definitely needed to workshop that a bit. A lot of things don't tend to have more than 5 armor.
Vindicator at your
So I
disposal.
can imagine this is an edge case.
Yeah.
They were like, if you have like too much armor, it just goes off the status bar of the enemy. Need to fix this.
Must reload.
Dwarf.
Commander.
Yes, Commander.
I think I'm trying to feed kills for either willpower, XP, I can't remember.
Oh, there was definitely some willpower.
Ready to kill.
Spent that willpower waving the
Come on.
flag, and it was good, but
Yeah.
Opening fire.
tough off. Not really sure who you'd be particularly feeding
The
kills to at
enemy
this
is
point.
wounded. Standing ready.
I guess. Probably Born.
Iolanthus, or maybe the Apothecary. I tend to actually try to avoid feeding kills the Interceptors, simply because they're
They're
the
good at
most
it.
mobile and they have support fire, and they tend to just eat up kills and get the XP just by existing. I think I'm just trying to plan doing this as swiftly as possible. The tree has 2 health, so somebody's going to tap it for 2, and then the round's going to end, and then I'm going to move everybody to that door, and then just open the door and get back into combat. Oh, so I recorded 2, and so this is going to be the one where I think
Finding better ground.
I maybe hinder my own plans, because you might remember last time what happens when you don't like have a turn between combats to actually get the round to end.
Oh, you keep the debuffs in. Oh, you don't get to return support.
Flight.
Yes, that specifically. So we support fired the tree. It's still that turn. I think I'm gonna get Devorn up here by the door, and then I'm just gonna go through the door on this turn, just to use less time off the clock, because we have 8 turns until the Spore Spreader happens.
And you're only going to have the one support fire.
Yes.
Your math will be fucked up.
Yes. And I think I'm gonna do that to myself multiple times this video.
Orders.
What is your will?
I'm getting one absolutely as close as they can to the door, because the moment I open the door, everybody gets 3 AP again. And the tree's not even guarded.
I would have sworn there was a second pod earlier.
There was a blip here, and I think it went up left into the building.
Unleash me.
I am here to serve.
Here. With
The
alacrity.
momentary thought of, is a willpower really worth it when nothing's guarding the tree?
Weapons ready.
Yeah, I mean, if you kill the tree this turn.
And then there was
I see the
support
moment of
fire.
confusion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you have a full
Ammunition
turn's worth of
depleted.
AP, and you teleported next to it. This tree's dying anyways.
Oh yeah, it is. It absolutely is. It's just that moment where you realize you have done things in a way that is detrimental, in a sense. In an
And
unanticipated
yet,
way.
you're going to kill the tree
Face me.
before ending your turn, which means you're still not going to have any support fire.
Yeah.
If you were to, say, immediately go into another combat.
Yeah. If I were to say, immediately go into another combat after killing this
Because that
tree.
pod is only one turn's movement away.
So I might, in fact, then spend, what, like 3 pods worth of combat technically on the same turn and never get my support fires back.
My heart truly bleeds for you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Your orders?
I think at 3 out of 6 willpower, I in fact do this one to Devorn.
Sanctified and purged.
Oh, everyone's reloaded, got their full AP back. Definitely have gotten support fire back, because it's definitely a same.
Understood.
Still the same turn.
Enemies. Weapon ready.
So there's the patrol that I think was over here.
Like how you've killed 2 trees,
Mm-hmm.
and you have more time on the clock than you started with.
Oh, that's
Could
what
have
happened.
even more if you wanted to go. Yeah. Yep. Okay. You are in fact going directly for that. No. Maybe
I'm
not.
here to
No, I was
yeah,
just having
you
a
are.
good. Yeah, no, I am. Don't worry. I was just looking around in case there were some seed pods in the area.
Weird storage building. The way that the windows are reminds me nothing so much as just like a Detroit warehouse, but with more Gothic architecture and less fire damage.
Are Detroit warehouses architecturally distinct from other cities?
Well, it was that one in particular that I don't really know about the warehouses in other cities. I've seen the warehouses in Detroit. You can't avoid them. There are large, chunks of the city where you can see burned out warehouses
Right.
that have been sitting there for 50 goddamn years. But they have the windows on the second story
Yeah.
to let in light.
So, if I were to, say, see some cultists or plague marines through a window on this turn, I would definitely have some support fire by now, right?
No,
Yeah, no, I won't.
I'm waiting for you to be shocked by it, though.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, that the server skull does in fact break the window. I was waiting to see if it would do that.
I would be more impressed if it went through the door.
Another foul seed claimed.
I guess it could maybe interface with the door, hack it, and then through it, rather than just, like, go through literally face first. Although it'd be very fun.
Another seed.
I mean,
Give me a
surely
target.
it's got a Wi-Fi chip in there.
Yeah.
You were thinking about throwing a grenade through the window, and I
I
feel like
was.
that was probably a pretty good move.
Maybe. I wanted to take the shot that was available to me first, because the frag grenade's not going to move the Terminator. And if I knock those 2 other Marines down onto the bottom floor,
Target
there's a bunch
ready
of
for
full
dissection.
cover boxes and stuff between the Vindicare and these guys,
Right.
and that blocks line of fire. So if they land somewhere, I'm not sure I would have line of fire on them. I mean, I don't have the greatest lines of fire from there
The Emperor
either,
lights
anyway.
our path.
But may as well get in here, set up a shot, and remember to teleport the interceptor in for that support fire, which I totally have.
This was more understandable the first time. I've been sitting here going, if you're planning on frag grenading, why would you teleport in first before you know where everybody lands?
I don't think I'm planning on frag grenading for very long. I was looking at it because they're all together.
I've just
maybe
this
the red
Final
barrels
Fantasy
would catch
14
fire.
brain. 3 enemies, you use AoE.
Right? Yeah. No, I'm off by 1. But getting up here at least should get the interceptor in position to support fire the Terminator when the Vindicare shoots him.
Certainly a decision.
Look, I have never claimed to have good long-term memory.
Or good short-term memory, apparently.
Yeah, both of them, really.
Vindicare at your disposal.
So, like I was warning there, there's all that stuff on the bottom floor. Vindicare doesn't actually have a shot on that Marine that we just kicked off the upper level. Because there's that big box between them directly in line.
Box. It's weird that the armor break crit doesn't work like armor break weapons.
It does. It's a display bug.
Oh, okay. I just trusted a display bug.
Yeah. It's because armor break used to work the way that they're demonstrating, that just 3 of the 4 damage will permanently kill a piece of armor. But everybody hated that and changed it to the way it works now. But that display, the way it displays there, has not been updated.
Because it was dumb, and I didn't like the way that it worked in XCOM either.
You didn't like Shred?
I mean, you shred armor, and
Yeah.
one of your damage takes out their armor permanently, but you don't get that damage.
But you get that damage on every successive shot, because their armor works as damage mitigation. Refreshing.
Yeah, I mean,
hit
it's
points.
it's more understandable.
Yeah.
It still always annoyed me. Alright, 6 AP. You can probably wave the flag to solve all your problems, but will you need to?
Yes, Commander.
We took Iolanthus on the last mission, right?
I
Yeah, I
believe
think
so.
I think I said that he has 100% parry rate. I am wrong, by the way.
He probably only has a 100% parry rate if you had a level 3 focus crystal.
Oh no, he'd have it if he had a level 2 or level 1 focus crystal.
Oh, I thought it was 50% base parry rate.
On a base sword, yes. He's using a mastercrafted sword with a 75% rate.
Ah, so he doesn't have a focus crystal at all? No, level 1 is
No.
15.
Han.
The point is,
20.
you've already ruined the fact that
Yeah.
you're going to be relying on parry, and
And
it's
it's
not
gonna
going to
fail.
work.
Yeah, yeah.
1 in 10 chance. I mean, that's XCOM.
Oh, it's 1 in 4 chance. He's got a
Oh.
75% rate.
Oh, okay. I assumed he had a focus crystal equipped.
No, but he should. Instead, he has the crit damage book, which is probably
Honestly,
not the
I
best
think
for me right now.
I mean, crit damage is probably providing more value than, 1 out of every 4 parries fails.
Possibly. His crit chance isn't really high enough, though. I mean, the one thing I really want out of the war gear for these guys is the crit chance scroll for melee.
Oh, yeah.
That's much better, because more crits means more ruthless precision, means more precision targeting. But I haven't seen it, and I'm sad.
I am the Emperor's fury.
But it's a very wiggly foot.
Oh, there he goes. Alright. You know, it's all that excess Nurgle leaving the body. And, I probably could have raised the flag. But...
Well, you did wave the flag.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Man, my short-term memory. I was a few AP short there. The Interceptor's gonna get shot by a bolter. But I'm also not. Okay, maybe the Durang.
Strong we shall
But-
stand.
Oh no, you shot me for 4. I was counting on the parry and then just killing the other one, but whoops, whatever. I definitely won't make
No.
that mistake
A
again.
reinforcement portal. What are you going to do, Jade? Are you going to
Yeah,
finish
so-
the enemies directly in front of you, or are you going to run for the reinforcement portal?
Clearly we're gonna go for the portal. No,
Weapons ready.
you can see I was checking the sword and finding out that it was a 75% chance.
I feel like at one point he did have a focus crystal equipped.
Probably.
Taking position. Weapon loaded.
Yeah, no, nice casual 90% chance to
Locked
get a crit.
on.
You could just... Well, actually, this crit is going to... Is it going to interrupt him?
If I shoot off his gun, it will.
Yeah, I was going to say you could disable a range attack and probably can't overwatch anymore.
Correct, but he was at 4 stunometers, so I was thinking, why don't you shoot
Oh.
him for 2, and then I shoot him
There's the
again,
support fire.
and then So, before I realized the support fire was going to go off, I was like, why don't I shoot him for stun damage? Then if I get another crit, 90% chance, he's stunned, and then the interceptor walks up and executes him, and everybody gets their AP
Weapon
back.
empty.
But then I remember, support fire is going to go off and ruin that.
fall.
So does portal count you as in combat? Since the portal exists and we'll be spitting out enemies. I just can't remember. Are you going to get an AP refresh once you kill this guy?
That is a very good question. Which I should know the answer to, because I was here playing this very mission just a few days ago. At least we won't have
My
to wait
memory
long to
isn't
find
the
out.
greatest. Like this is something that I should probably know the answer to already, but I'm wondering.
Mercy in
Yeah,
No,
no
we're
AP
still-
refresh because the portal exists. Okay.
Even in death,
Which
he
is
serves.
sensible.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, everybody could take 3 towards the portal, and you could try to time that if the portals were closer to lead to a giant ambush. I think at this point, I was really channeling some back-of-the-brain Owlish voice, being like, just run towards the objective and kill it this turn.
Well, you can't kill it this turn. You only have
Yeah.
2 AP.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get refreshed, so that
But
was
there's
why I moved
definitely-
everybody towards the door, because if I got an AP refresh, I probably was out the door and then onto the objective.
enemy reinforcements.
But I do think it's still perfectly valid. You're right near the objective. The mission ends as soon as you kill the thing.
It does end.
So the only reason to hang out
Ready to
is
kill.
to farm experience on what is your most experienced squad anyways.
Yeah, but that means they need the most kills to gain to the next level.
But they also gain the least from leveling up. Everyone else is
No.
lower level.
Levels are linearly scaled.
Standing ready.
In terms of like the things that
Strength
you
gain.
get. But everybody already has pretty much all the skills, like, or the most important skills for them.
Iolanthus, yeah, probably. Maybe the Apothecary. I don't think so. Vindicar and Devorn.
Well, the assassins
might
don't count.
Yeah, okay. And I don't know if I can't remember what Devorn's talent was. I think he's the Devoted Practitioner. Because the Devoted Practitioner Interceptor absolutely gains a shit ton on level 9.
Well, yeah.
Because that's when you be able to get pockets.
Reloaded.
Or at least finish out your build for 21 skill points as opposed to 18.
But also, actually hitting max level means that you kill anything, that's experience points that's wasted. Could have
True.
gone to somebody else to level them up.
Could have.
It's a terrible part of my brain that thinks like that.
Lost optimization.
Yeah.
You just label part of your brain FOMO.
I mean, it's the sort of thing where if I'm playing a game that's like, you have this thing that you can equip that will give you like 25% more XP gain or 25% more, loot drops.
I will meet
That
it.
shit is always being equipped and never leaving my inventory.
Yeah.
Possibly not even until the very end of the game. Like the final mission where that shit doesn't matter anymore, I might start that equipped because I forgot that other things exist that could be equipped in that slot.
The Diablo gold gain magic item find drop chance kit that you just never take off or never remember to replace.
I mean, it's a little bit different in games like Diablo because that kit is specifically to get items for other characters who then don't use the magic drop kit.
As ordered.
But yeah. Honestly, Magic Find is bullshit.
Position
Games that
secured,
include it are
Commander.
just doing awful things.
Oh man, can you imagine if EDF had like weapon drop kits? Or, whatever. Gear that increased the drop rate of the armor boxes or the weapon boxes from bugs?
It would be awful. It's bad enough that, like, oh, there's a ranger thing that can increase
Pickup range.
pickup range by, plus 1,000%. But, like, I could spend an extra 10 minutes leaving, like, the last enemy alive and go around and collect all the boxes. Or I can just use the cheat engine script that someone made to just instantly collect them.
Yeah.
I value my time.
Right. Definitely have 100% parry rate.
God, that's 2 75% in a row. That's
Yeah.
like a 1 in 16 chance.
I am an instrument of vengeance.
It's like Saurus Ball.
Still not worth a focus crystal at this point.
Yeah.
He's got 2 armor.
Moving.
He didn't take any hits. The 2 armor would be, wasted opportunity.
I don't think these precision targets matter too much. This thing's dying this turn. I really just want raw damage.
We come.
Well, it's important that the next his turn.
Time to reload.
That way you'll actually get your AP refresh.
Right.
And you won't have any support fire when you need to go into your next combat.
Weak.
I really feel like Devorn would be paired extremely well with a Purgator that spec'd into, or that had a really good, not a silencer, the other one.
Psy Cannon?
Psy Cannon or a Purifier, just to bonk people closer together so that you could then use the warp charge on the Psy Cannon.
The Psionic Onslaught.
Yeah, Sonic Onslaught, or just pair him with the Purifier. Just bonk people closer together for more efficient flaming.
Right. You can just do that with a Justicar that goes for Rend the Unburied as well.
Oh yeah, or that. As much as there are a number of options, just with the way enemy layouts work out, there aren't, especially past the early game, there aren't that much density of enemies to take advantage of that sort of thing.
What is your will?
Yeah, you usually only get like the high number counts when you're dealing with cultists. Like we've only just started getting patrols that was a drone and 3 Death Guard.
Face me!
And, you could still get some value if you happen to trigger them close enough. But this was one of the things, if somebody at the thread made a comment, which is, yeah, Purifiers have the problem with these
Give me
weapons
a
at short
target.
range. You spend a lot of AP running
As
forward.
requested.
But I still really like them.
Oh yeah, they're
Praise
great.
the plague lord.
You can get a lot
That-
of value out of incinerators.
I'm sorry, I just want to focus on that model.
Yeah.
That asymmetric horn, and I don't know if it was corruption, but it looked like he had a snidely whiplash mustache.
Yeah.
We cannot
I
let it pollinate
totally dig
nearby
that model
systems.
design.
It
It's
must be stopped
fantastic.
now.
Oh, okay. Cool. Right on. Very Nurgle.
It's not very Nurgle, it's just weird.
Again, though, we're seeing slightly larger patrols. That's a champion, 2 of the demons, and a pile of Nurglings. Oh,
Look
see
at
here,
that.
you can see
you
3 seeds, top right. That information is available. I just usually don't look for it.
I just would have expected it to show up when you collected the seeds in the same way
Right.
that your experience is.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Seriously, he looks like he's going to tie somebody to a railroad track.
So you get the icon above the Vindicator, and you get it above the Apothecary too when you do the Seed Snatch, but that doesn't tell you how many that was. So here, I remember that the Vindicator doesn't teleport, so it was perfectly fine to just do whatever with the Vindicator first, and then drop these guys on top of the objective.
Grab your last seed. Probably going to move the Vindicator and expend the support fire that you don't have.
Yes, Commander.
Totally have support fire. I actually, honestly, have no
I've
idea
claimed
whether
a
I have
seed.
support fire right now or not. I can't remember.
So this is going to be a
Awaiting
hot take.
directions.
Yep. No, see, I got support fire.
Fire.
Just get rid of the requirement to crit to collect seeds from enemies. Just make them
Ooh.
auto-collect when you kill the enemy. Because as it is, you bring the extractor seed. Everybody brings the extractor seed on every
Weapon
single mission,
empty.
which means
Skull.
collecting seeds is... Yeah, the extractor skull.
Yeah.
It means collecting seeds is a trivial solved problem anyways. You very rarely encounter more seeds than you have charges of your extraction. Maybe people who don't bring an apothecary might have something to say about that, but...
Well, they knew the risks.
It's just the sort of thing where it's like, yeah, you can get a resource that allows you to upgrade and make your stuff better.
My blade is yours.
And is, expended in research. Mm-hmm. Or you could equip something else in that slot. And it's the same thing, like I was talking before with that magic find tool shit.
Right, yeah.
Just let people equip something else. Players will optimize the fun out of the game, and I am living proof of this.
So there's two things about that. There's a skill for the apothecaries that does exactly that, but it's only the apothecaries.
That is an even more, an investment, because you're spending skill points on somebody now. This isn't a piece of equipment that you could theoretically equip, unequip and replace.
Well,
then now you have to spend requisition to retrain that person.
So the other thing is just increase your melee crit chance across the board, which is going to be useful in every other situation as well.
Well, yeah, but you're going to want to do that anyways.
Right.
And
my blade is
all you're really doing is discouraging shooting enemies. At least if you don't have anybody capable of doing ranged crits, which was the Vindicare and your Purgators with silencers, and the skills will let them do that.
Astral aim, but sight cannons can do that too.
Oh, okay, well.
So can bolters if you, for some reason, use a Purgator with a regular storm bolter.
Yeah. It's not even that awful an idea. If you have the option to use a sight cannon or a silencer over a bolter, why wouldn't you?
I don't know. Some people have said some very silly and strange things about using Purgators with melee weapons.
I mean, that's
Excellent
why you
work,
would use
my
a storm
brothers.
bolter.
Commander, you have done well today.
Like, you can do it. There's really no reason why it wouldn't be effective, because your other people with bolters can shoot your spine.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, their support abilities don't really care too much which kind of gun they have. Astral Aim will work with anything. Sanctified Kill Zone works with anything. Yeah.
But
I guess Astral Aim doesn't work with incinerators.
Speak of Purgators.
Yeah. I think I need a third one, so I'm just going to check if he's got a good skill. Look at this bolter. Look at the range on this bolter.
Yeah. I mean, you could pretend it was a silencer, almost. The damage on it is
average,
a little bit okay, but I mean, it's a bolter that's better than every other bolter.
It is.
Crit and crit damage glaive, and 5 damage base.
It's,
yeah, of course
it's so weird. It's a glaive that just does damage. It doesn't have first strike or like the normal glaive-like things that I come to expect from glaives.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fine. 10% crit, 2 crit damage, 6 damage when fully upgraded. Like, it's boring but effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pauldrons that I basically forget exist because spending an entire equipment slot for just max HP is kind of
I mean, I could almost see giving it to an assassin.
Ah, fair. Okay, yeah, good point. Hadn't thought about that one.
Especially like the
I'm sorry, I'm very indecisive in the past. Just
no, you're gonna uncheck the armor.
Am I?
I don't know. Are you?
No.
Well, in fairness, this is the point where you just buy shit. Everything that you care about is upgraded to tier 5.
Except for the assassin requisition.
Well, as far as like what Grandmaster Kai cares about,
you have to go to Grandmaster Kai with 6 requisition to upgrade to assassin gear 2.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah. So I do care about requisition a little bit.
I mean, there's 45 days.
Also, if I want to get more assassins, I have to just straight spend requisition in the barracks.
Well, sure, but that's a choice that you can make. I'm thinking in the sense of like reserving requisition and not spending it so that you can, upgrade it when Grandmaster Kai comes calling.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I still need him and 6 requisition for the next assassin tier upgrade. And look at this garbage Purgator. He's going home. Just the worst. Well, the Star Sector is doing a little bit better. And we have just enough time to get over there to the yellow. The Tentara's Hive can just sit there and whatever. This guy's not so bad, spreading a little bit of green. That one's getting 1 purple. That's fine. We can safely... Well, I mean, we can't ignore them. We can't even reach them in time. But next time we're going here. Get some yellow. It's good for armor. And, ooh, some level 3 stuff. And it has a purifier.
Ooh.
We already have a purifier, though.
Yeah, but...
Hey, but look
what
what this one has.
Oh, a chaplain.
Yes.
Shit, yeah, definitely know where you're... And a level 3 bolter as well?
Yeah, some good stuff's finally coming around. No, next time we have to go to the yellow star because it's timed. But then we're headed towards the hive unless something intercepts us along the way. I think I'll have enough time to get over there and complete it before the next bloom set. But never too sure how much time I have between mission sets. But that is it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you next time.